Have you ever felt like you're doing all the right things in a relationship, but somehow it still falls apart? Maybe you've been told to be kind, give her space, or just be yourself, only to end up feeling confused, frustrated, or even heartbroken. What if I told you that most of what you've been taught about attracting women might not actually work? Today, I want to share something that could completely change how you see relationships and dating. Here's the truth. Every woman has vulnerabilities, hidden emotional triggers that they rarely talk about, and understanding these can make all the difference. Stick around, because in this video, we're diving deep into what most people don't tell you about relationships. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. It's the kind of insight that could transform the way you connect with women. If you're ready to explore this, let me know in the comments below. Just say, "I'm ready." Let's face it, the dating game can feel unfair. Have you noticed that the men who seem to effortlessly succeed in relationships don't always follow the usual advice? They've discovered something most people don't talk about. The truth is, women aren't the purely logical and rational beings society has made them out to be. Attraction for women isn't based on checklists or logic. It's deeply rooted in emotion, and often they don't even consciously know why they feel drawn to certain men. That's what we're breaking down today. I'm going to reveal the 10 biggest emotional triggers or weaknesses that every woman has. But let me be clear. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about understanding human psychology so you can build deeper, more genuine, and fulfilling relationships. We're here to talk honestly. No outdated cliches or sugar-coated advice. This is real, raw, and it might even challenge the way you think about relationships. So, get comfortable, hit the like button if you're already finding this valuable, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more honest and practical advice. And if you truly believe in what we're doing here, consider supporting this channel by joining our membership. It helps us stay independent and continue creating content that makes a difference. Now, let's dive into the first emotional trigger every man should know about. Number 1, the steadfast man. Let's be real for a second. Women today are surrounded by endless options. Their phones are buzzing with messages, compliments from strangers flood their social media, and dating apps offer a never-ending lineup of potential matches. So why is it that so many men still struggle when it comes to dating? The answer is simple: inconsistency. Most men out there today lack follow-through. They flake, they make promises they can't keep, and they give up at the first sign of challenge. And trust me, women notice this. The hard truth is that many women have been let down before, and they've learned to expect men to fade away when things get tough. Here's where you can stand out. Women are drawn to men who are steady, reliable, and unwavering. A man who shows up, not just once but consistently, becomes a rarity in a world where so many fail to follow through. Being steadfast isn't just about being on time for a date. It's about showing stability in every area of your life. It's about being the guy who says what he means and does what he says, no matter how small or big the commitment. Think about it. In a dating world full of uncertainty and unpredictability, the man who stays consistent becomes a lighthouse, a beacon of reliability that women instinctively trust. Start small. If you tell her you'll text later, make sure you actually do it. If you promise to call at a certain time, don't just call, call on the dot. These little acts of dependability might seem minor, but they speak volumes. Now, don't confuse being steadfast with being rigid. It's not about being inflexible or robotic. It's about being dependable, someone she knows she can count on. Because here's the truth. Reliability isn't just a nice quality. It's one of the most attractive traits you can bring to the table in today's fast-moving, often shallow dating world. If you want to stand out, start by being that steady, grounded presence. Be the man who keeps his word, and you'll earn her trust in ways most men never could. Number 2, confidence. We hear it all the time. Confidence is attractive. But what does that really mean? Let me tell you this. Confidence isn't about being arrogant or the loudest person in the room. True confidence is quiet. It's the steady, unshakable belief that you are enough, just as you are. And that kind of confidence, it's magnetic because it's rare. In today's world, so many men feel the constant pressure to prove themselves, whether it's through their job, appearance, or social status. But real confidence doesn't rely on any of that. Women are naturally drawn to confident men because confidence represents security. Think about it. Women already have their own insecurities. They worry about how they look, how people perceive them, and whether they measure up. So when a woman meets a man who doesn't rely on her approval to feel good about himself, it's like a breath of fresh air. A man who stands firm in who he is, without needing constant validation, becomes a standout in a world full of uncertainty. The truth is, too many men base their confidence on things outside of themselves: money, looks, success. But what happens when those things disappear? That's why true confidence has to come from within. It's about knowing your worth, no matter what life throws at you. When you have this kind of inner confidence, you become untouchable. You're not shaken by rejection, setbacks don't throw you off course, and you're not seeking a woman's approval to feel good about yourself. That's real power, and trust me, women can sense it. How do you build this kind of confidence? Start small, set goals for yourself, and follow through, even if they're tiny steps. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your belief in your own abilities. Remember, confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being comfortable with your imperfections. Own who you are, flaws and all. When you embrace your true self and stop pretending to be something you're not, you'll notice how people respond to you differently. Women are drawn to authenticity, and there's nothing more attractive than a man who knows his worth and doesn't need to prove it to anyone. Number 3, ambition. Let's talk about ambition. It's one of the most powerful traits a man can have, especially in a world where complacency is often accepted as normal. The ambitious man stands out because he's always striving to improve, to grow, and to move forward. And that drive, it's magnetic. Women are naturally drawn to men who have a sense of purpose and direction in life. Why? Because ambition signals that you're not just drifting, you're going somewhere. But don't get it twisted. Ambition doesn't mean you need to be building a multi-million-dollar business or working yourself into the ground. It's not about flashy achievements or exhausting yourself for success. Ambition is about having goals, working towards them, and refusing to settle for just good enough. Here's the key. Women want to be with a man who's driven because it makes them feel like they're part of something bigger. When you're ambitious, you show that you're not content with merely coasting through life, and that's incredibly attractive. But here's the mistake many guys make. They talk about ambition, but they don't back it up with action. Saying you're ambitious isn't enough. You have to live it. So, how do you demonstrate ambition? Through your actions, whether it's your career, your personal growth, or even your hobbies. Ambition isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about consistently working to become a better version of yourself. Start small. Set both short-term and long-term goals. They don't have to be grand or overwhelming. They just need to push you beyond your comfort zone. Maybe it's working toward a promotion at your job, learning a new skill, or getting in better shape. Whatever it is, the goal is to keep moving forward. When a woman sees that you're ambitious, not just in words, but in actions, it sets you apart. She'll see a man who's passionate about his journey and who's building a life worth sharing. When you're on that path, she'll want to walk beside you, not because she has to, but because she's inspired by your vision. Ambition isn't just attractive, it's contagious. Number 4. The bad boy. The infamous bad boy. Women seem drawn to them like moths to a flame. But let's clear something up. It's not because bad boys are rude or inconsiderate. What makes them so captivating are the traits they embody: unpredictability, mystery, and emotional control. The bad boy doesn't follow the crowd. He's unapologetically himself, and he doesn't bend over backward to please anyone, not even a woman he's interested in. That independence and self-assurance, it's magnetic. Women aren't looking for someone they can completely control. They're intrigued by someone who keeps them guessing. A man with his own life, his own priorities, and who doesn't revolve around her. What sets the bad boy apart is his ability to create emotional highs and lows. He's a bit of a challenge, a little unpredictable, and always just slightly out of reach. It's the thrill of not knowing what he'll do next that keeps women coming back. But here's the good news. You don't have to be a jerk to embody the essence of a bad boy. It's about maintaining a sense of mystery and emotional independence. For example, don't reveal every detail about yourself right away. Leave room for curiosity. Let her wonder what you're up to instead of always being immediately available. That little bit of intrigue keeps things exciting. Another key trait? Emotional control. Don't let your mood be dictated by hers. If she's upset, stay calm and collected. If she's happy, enjoy the moment, but don't let yourself get overly caught up in it. The bad boy stands out because he's in control, not just of his emotions, but of his entire life. So, how do you bring this into your own relationships? Be the man who has his own direction, his own goals, and doesn't waver just to seek approval. A woman finds it incredibly attractive when she sees a man who knows who he is, what he stands for, and doesn't lose himself in the process of trying to impress her. In the end, the allure of the bad boy isn't about being bad. It's about being self-assured, confident, and maintaining a sense of independence. When you embody these traits, you become the kind of man who not only captivates, but earns respect. Number 5. The power of withholding attention. Let's face it, women love attention. But here's the twist. They don't truly value the attention that comes too easily. Think about it. Today's world makes it effortless for women to get attention. With just a swipe or a click, their DMs are flooded, their photos get likes, and comments roll in constantly. This endless stream of validation, while flattering, becomes meaningless because it's so easy to come by. So, what makes a man stand out? It's the one who doesn't throw his attention around like confetti. When you don't immediately give her the validation she's used to, it flips the script. Suddenly, she's wondering why you're not reacting like everyone else. And here's the key. When your attention is rare, it becomes valuable. Women love the chase just as much as men do. They just don't always admit it. When you don't instantly cater to her need for compliments, likes, or constant texts, you're showing her that your attention is something she has to earn. That's what makes it special. Scarcity creates value. Now, let's talk about what not to do. If you're constantly texting her, showering her with compliments, or liking every single one of her social media posts, you're essentially giving your attention away for free. And when something's free, it loses its worth. Instead, pull back a little. Be mindful of when and how you give your attention. Don't be cold or distant, just intentional. Let her wonder what you're up to, Let her notice when you're not always available, and let her feel like your attention is something she has to work for. When you approach relationships this way, you're doing more than just playing hard to get. You're showing her that you value yourself and your time, which is incredibly attractive. It's not about being manipulative or aloof. It's about creating a dynamic where your attention holds real meaning. Remember, attention that's earned is attention that's appreciated. When she feels like she's worked for it, she'll value it, and you, far more. So step back, let her come to you, and watch how much more powerful your presence becomes. Number 6. The power of pre-selection. Have you ever noticed that women seem more attracted to men who are already in relationships or surrounded by other women? That's not a coincidence. It's called pre-selection. When a woman sees that other women desire you, it sends a powerful message. This guy must be valuable. It's the same principle as wanting something that's in high demand. If everyone's interested in it, it must be worth having, right? Pre-selection works because it taps into a woman's natural sense of competition. When she sees you interacting with other attractive women, whether they're friends, co-workers, or even just acquaintances, it piques her curiosity. She starts to wonder, what is it about him that other women find so appealing? And that curiosity can make you even more intriguing to her. This is why men who are already in relationships often find themselves the center of attention. It's not that women are actively trying to break up a relationship. It's that they're drawn to the idea that this man is desirable. If he's desirable to other women, he must be worth her attention too. So, how can you use this concept in your own life? Surround yourself with high-value women, even if they're just friends. When a woman sees you confidently and naturally interacting with other attractive women, it sends a clear signal. You're a man of value. It shows that you're comfortable around women, that you're socially confident, and that you're worth pursuing. But here's the key. This isn't about playing games or creating false impressions. It's about building genuine relationships with the people around you and letting your natural confidence shine. When a woman sees you as someone who's already admired by others, it elevates your status in her eyes. At the end of the day, pre-selection isn't about manipulation. It's about demonstrating your worth through the relationships you've built. Women want to be with someone who others respect, admire, and desire. When you embody that, you naturally become someone worth pursuing. Number 7. Embracing true masculinity. In today's world, masculinity often feels like it's under attack. But the truth is, women are naturally drawn to masculine men. It's hardwired into their biology. Now, let's be clear. This isn't about being overly aggressive or trying to dominate others. True masculinity is about strength, both physical and emotional. Women want a man who can make them feel safe, someone they can rely on to lead and protect. But masculinity goes deeper than just appearances or muscles. It's about having a sense of purpose, standing firm in your values, and exuding emotional strength. A man who knows who he is and doesn't let external circumstances sway him. That's the kind of man women are irresistibly attracted to. Think about it. Women are naturally drawn to men who can stay calm under pressure, make decisions with confidence, and remain steady no matter what life throws at them. Unfortunately, many men today are overly reactive. They let small things upset them, they're quick to blame others, and they let women dictate how they feel. But a truly masculine man is different. He's in control of his emotions. He doesn't panic when things don't go his way, and he doesn't let setbacks define him. Instead, he stays calm, composed, and in control of himself and his life. And that sense of stability? It's incredibly attractive. So, how can you develop this kind of masculinity? It starts with taking full responsibility for your life. Stop blaming others or external factors for your problems. Be decisive. When challenges come your way, face them head-on without letting your emotions take over. Masculinity isn't about never feeling emotions. It's about being able to manage them, staying steady even when life gets tough. At its core, women want to feel safe and secure with a man who's in control, not just of his circumstances, but of himself. When you embody that kind of strength and confidence, you don't just attract women, you inspire trust, respect, and admiration. True masculinity isn't about proving yourself to others. It's about knowing who you are and standing strong in that truth. Number 8, charismatic leadership. Women are naturally drawn to leaders, but don't think this means you need to be the CEO of a company or hold a high-ranking position. Leadership isn't about titles, it's about how you carry yourself in your interactions. It's about taking charge, making decisions, and showing that you know where you're headed in life. Women want a man who can guide, not someone who constantly looks to them for approval or direction. Leadership means having a clear sense of purpose and confidence in your choices, which makes others feel secure in following your lead. But the most powerful kind of leadership, charismatic leadership, the perfect blend of authority and charm. Being a leader doesn't mean being controlling or overbearing. It's about leading through your actions, your confidence, and your ability to make others feel valued. Women are drawn to men who exude this kind of leadership because it signals strength, decisiveness, and a clear direction in life. When a woman sees that you know where you're going, it makes her feel secure, inspired, and excited to join you on that journey. In your interactions, demonstrate leadership by taking initiative. Plan the date instead of asking her what she wants to do. Make decisions confidently without constantly seeking her validation. Guide the conversation in a way that makes her feel heard and engaged. This doesn't just show that you're in control, it shows that you're thoughtful and intentional. Leadership is attractive because it communicates that you can handle challenges, take responsibility, and move forward with purpose. The next time you're with a woman, don't hesitate to step up and take the lead. Whether it's choosing the restaurant, deciding on plans, or steering a meaningful conversation, show her that you're confident enough to make things happen. Women gravitate toward men who lead because it makes them feel secure and valued. When you embrace charismatic leadership, you're not just guiding the interaction, you're creating a connection that's built on trust and admiration. Lead with confidence, kindness, and purpose, and you'll find her naturally following your lead. Number 9, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is one of the most underrated yet powerful traits a man can have. Many men mistakenly believe that being emotionally intelligent means being overly sensitive or emotional. But that's far from the truth. Emotional intelligence is about understanding your own emotions and being attuned to the emotions of others. It's about knowing when to listen, when to speak, and when to step back and give space. Women are naturally emotional beings, and they need a man who can handle that. Here's the thing, when a woman shares her feelings, most men make the mistake of trying to fix the situation. But she's not always looking for solutions. Sometimes she just needs you to listen and understand. When you can simply be present and let her express herself, you create a deep emotional connection that many men fail to achieve. Another key part of emotional intelligence is being in control of your own emotions. Women don't want to be with someone who's emotionally unpredictable or volatile. They want a man who can stay calm under pressure, someone who can handle life's challenges without losing his composure. That kind of stability is incredibly attractive because it makes her feel safe. So, how can you develop emotional intelligence? Start with active listening. The next time she's upset, resist the urge to jump in with advice or solutions. Instead, just listen. Let her vent, acknowledge her feelings, and show genuine empathy. Something as simple as saying, "I understand why you feel that way," can go a long way in building trust and emotional intimacy. Ultimately, emotional intelligence isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. When you understand and connect with her emotions without trying to control or fix them, you create a bond that goes far deeper than surface-level attraction. It's the kind of connection that truly lasts. Number 10, passionate interests. Passion is one of the most magnetic qualities a man can possess. When a woman sees that you're genuinely passionate about something, whether it's your career, a hobby, or personal growth, she's naturally drawn to that energy. Passion signals that you have a purpose, that you're driven, and that you're not just drifting through life without direction. But here's the important part. Your passion has to be for yourself, not for her or anyone else. One of the biggest mistakes men make is pretending to be passionate about things just to impress women. Let's be real, women can see right through that. Authentic passion, however, is irresistible. When you're truly invested in something you care about, you don't need to try to attract women. They'll naturally be drawn to you because of the energy and focus you exude. True passion creates a sense of purpose, and women want to be part of a man's journey. They want to see your dedication, your commitment, and your excitement for what you're working toward. Whether it's your career, your fitness goals, a creative pursuit, or even a personal project, go all in. Let your passion fuel you, and don't be afraid to show your enthusiasm. When a woman sees you striving for your goals and living with purpose, she'll want to be part of that world. She'll feel inspired by your drive and excited to join you on your mission. Remember, passion isn't about trying to impress anyone. It's about being true to yourself and fully committing to what you love. And with that, we've reached the end of the 10 key insights every man must know about women. But let me be clear, this isn't about manipulation or tricks. It's about understanding female psychology and using that knowledge to create deeper, more meaningful connections. The truth is, most men don't get this. They're too busy chasing women, seeking validation, or playing by outdated rules that don't work. But you're different. Now you have the tools to flip the script and build a dynamic where women are naturally drawn to you. Not because of who they think you are, but because of the authentic, passionate, and purposeful man you've become. If you found value in this video, hit the like button and drop a comment below about which of these insights resonated with you the most. And if you want more raw, unfiltered advice like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're ready to go even further, consider joining our channel membership. Your support helps us continue creating high-quality content for men like you who are ready to take control of their dating lives and stop playing by rules that don't work. Together, we can help more men build better relationships and more fulfilling lives. So, subscribe, share this video with someone who needs it, and join us in this movement. Your support makes all the difference. Let's grow together.